Hello and welcome to the brand new Swifts social podcast with myself, Charlie, and this week we have, or this month, I should say, Rodney and Dixie. How are you keeping?
All good, Charlie. All good.
Good.
Good, Charlie.
Fun weeks and full flow. First week, how's that going?
Awful. No, it's fantastic. There's been good numbers up at Dungannon United Youth. We've got our youngest age groups in this week, so thankfully I'm not coaching in the first one, which is the very young ones.
Is that left to Dixie, is it?
That's left to Dixie, because Dixie's very good at that.
Yeah. And then
I don't know about that. Maybe a wee bit more patience, maybe.
I would say so too. But this week is the start of the new season. Are you looking forward to it?
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting up and going. Obviously pre-season we were back in, I think it was the 27th of June. So we'll be back in come Saturday. It'll be 6.5 weeks. It's been great. The pre-season is always enjoyable. There's a little less pressure, but as you get into pre-season, then it becomes a little bit of a drag in terms of all you want to do then is get the season started. So thankfully the season's up and running this Saturday with a very tough home fixture to Coleraine. So looking forward to it.
As you mentioned, Coleraine, obviously there's a bit of history between the two of us, with yourself being there, their manager being here, and most recently Reese moving on.
Yeah, we were very very disappointed to lose Reese. Listen, Reese has always been part of the furniture here. He's a homegrown lad. He's come through Dungannon United Youth, come through Dungannon Swifts. He's been here for years, and he's still only 24 years of age. So it was disappointing to lose him. But Reese expressed an interest that he wanted to be a full-time footballer, and you got to admire him for that as well. And Coleraine were one of the teams that made an offer for him. Coleraine were one of the ones that expressed an interest to bring him in, and you can understand that as well, because he's a very, very good player, and he's going to be very dangerous to society. I just hope he doesn't come back to haunt us.
Exactly, but see, when you say he's only 24, 25, like, he feels like he's been around a lifetime, and you've probably known him his whole football career. Like, we missed him last season, obviously with his injury, but he came back the end of last season. How do you think that's going to affect him?
No, I don't think it'll faze Reese at all. I think Reese being Reese, he'll relish coming here on Saturday. Like, you know what I mean? That's just the way it is as a footballer. It's no different when you go and play against your old club. You know, you want to go out and showcase your talent, and Reese is one of the top players in the league. And as Rod says, we were very sorry to see him go. I mean, he leaves a bit of a gap, but luckily in the position that Reese plays, we've got plenty of players who can fill that space, and hopefully they'll have a better day than Reese come this Saturday.
Fingers crossed, anyway. Pre-season, unbeaten. Couple of draws in there, but to talk about the match fitness from pre-season, do results really matter?
I think they do to an extent. I think you always want to go into the start of your season knowing that you've won a few games and you have a wee bit of momentum going into the start of the season, but nothing can prepare you for the start of the season. The pre-season games is all well and good, and we've had some good ones. We've had some very good performances. We've had some iffy ones as well, where we just haven't got out of it what we really wanted to. But nothing can prepare you for the start of a season, and obviously once the ball, and the players will be looking forward to that too. You know, you come in here on Saturday, the players will start to arrive from 1:15 on.
Well, if they don't, it's fines.
Yeah. Well, certainly after 1:15 anyway. But they'll all be, and there'll be a buzz. There'll be a different kind of atmosphere amongst the players. There'll be a different kind of atmosphere amongst us. I'd probably be a wee bit biting at people and a wee bit nasty as such.
Is Dixie like the good cop, or are you the good cop, bad cop? Are you two? Is
I
he?
think Dixie knows me that well that he knows whenever I'm having a bit of an off day that he just avoids me, to be honest.
Just stay out of the way.
But it is. But that's what you look forward to. You want to wake up on a Saturday morning and have a few butterflies in your stomach and just be itching to go. And I'm a firm believer that 4 or 5 games into the season you have a better idea where you actually are. Our problem is that our first 3 games is extremely tough.
I was going to say.
But we done well in some of those games last season, and there's no reason why we can't do well in them again.
Coming into obviously pre-season, there has been ins and outs. Probably notably, as we mentioned, Reese. Chris Higgerty's retired captain. Am I allowed to ask who your new club captain is?
Our new club captain this season will be Dean Curry.
And may I ask why you've picked him?
Because he kept asking me for it. Because he's a leader. He's a great guy. He travels the whole way from Derry, London, Derry, whatever it is these days. He travels the whole way from there. He never misses a training session. He shows a great attitude, and he's got the experience that we need till to help push us forward, and he deserves it.
There's a couple of new signings in as well. Obviously, Bobby Jack McAleese. There's Robert Scrugan, the goalkeeper. Do you feel as if there's another area we need strengthened in, or are you happy at the minute?
Listen, I think we'll always look to try and strengthen the squad or the team, and we're always actively looking. My problem I've found this summer is the market seems to have went to a new level. You're not getting your players anymore for £50 a week. You're having to push that wee bit.
But do you think
further.
that's when they're seeing other clubs paying, in my opinion, ridiculous money? They're thinking, if I can get that there,
Yeah, 100%.
I'm going to try and get that somewhere else.
100%. Obviously, the full-time clubs, whenever they've went full-time, for them to take a player in who's maybe on a decent wage through his own job, they have to offer him so much. So that has sort of had a knock-on effect the whole way down through, where then the part-time players getting that wee bit more too, and maybe your more average players getting a better wage again.
Yeah.
So it's a difficult market, but we feel as if we've done really well in this market with Dylan King and Joe McGovern, Bobby Jack McAleese, Patrick Solis Grogan coming in. We feel as if we've done well, but we will actively still be looking for better players. I still feel as if we could maybe do a little bit better defensively, or have more options defensively, whether that's at the back or whether that's as another defensive midfielder or not. It's up for debate, but we're certainly actively looking.
One of the Swift's strong point is bringing through the youth, which is part of your job as head of youth development. How do you see this current crop of young ones coming through? Like, rate them highly?
Well, I think probably me and Rod both working up at Dungannon United Youth, we sort of know the year groups of each team, and you do know year to year the difference. You can turn around and say a particular year we know we're going to get a good crop of 4 or 5 boys to come through, which is really high, and then you might get a lenient year where you maybe only get 1, possibly 2. So the current group of boys we have now, we've a lot of boys who are 2006 boys who are maybe just a wee bit short at the minute, but hopefully in the next 12 to 18 months those boys will break through, and they're vital to a club like ours. As Rod says, it's getting more difficult to bring players in because of the demands of their wages. So it's very important for this club to make sure that we do bring the youth through, and it bolsters our squad, and that'll stand us in good stead.
I think that's the beauty of our club as well, that we can prove, and we have a proven record if we do give youth a chance. Obviously we are forced into that a tad in terms of budgets and stuff like that, but it's a great position to be in as well, because you love working with the younger players.
But you see them develop from a young age to where they are now.
Hugely.
Scott brothers are a prime example.
Yeah, and we brought Owain Leggett in towards the end of last season, and I think he turned a pro in the middle of February, and trained with the first team constantly until the end of that season. And you look at Owen, he played in the final of the Super Cup against Brighton, and he's improved dramatically. He's improved massively. He's still a wee bit away, but he's only 16 years of age, but he's improved massively since we have managed to get him in around the first team, and all the better players that we see at that age, we have to try and get them in around us as quickly as we can.
Just one of the things I'd like to say on that point, Charlie, as well, is I think from the age of Owain Smith, who's a 2000, to the likes of Sam Anderson and Ryan Donnelly, or 2006s, I think we'd possibly 10 or 11 boys across the water, all the top clubs, all in professional contracts. So if they hadn't got that opportunity, they'd maybe be playing for the Swifts, which even again...
Well, it would benefit us, but it obviously would hamper them.
But obviously, we're sometimes... it's our own success that's maybe our own...
Yeah, well, that's true too.
If Dixie had a built-in a bonus into his contract, then he'd be much better off.
He'd be over the water too. When you talk about Owain Smith, league debut for St Mirren, scored 2 goals coming off the bench, like, no better way to make your impact up there would be. Well, bar against Celtic.
Yeah,
you not want that.
It's a wee bit more of a history there, like when when we won the Milk Cup way back, was it 89?
You're talking age there.
89,
Stephen Robinson, who's manager at St Mirren, was playing for Dungannon Swifts, I think.
Was it not Keith Gillespie or something?
Rod played in that team, so like
we brought a few outsiders in.
Joe had a few ringers in, like, so it was great. We won the Milk Cup back then, and it's just coincidental that Smitty has signed for St Mirren. He's got off to a great start, come off the bench.
It's
2
great.
goals. He actually headed one. I never seen
Yeah.
him head a ball while he was here.
I'm surprised he didn't want to read his hair or something.
And he had a couple of tough seasons as well in terms of going to Oxford, and it maybe just didn't work out the way he wanted to. So
Yeah,
it's
There's
good
always that
to see
risk
him
that
get the
those
start
boys
of
are
it.
going to take
Yeah.
going over there.
Yeah,
But
I
sure,
think-
you
I
need
think
to do
it's I think it's a risk you would take as well.
Very much so, yeah. When you're talking about the Super Cup and we actually bumped into each other up there,
Yeah.
but I was standing at one end of the pitch, you were at halfway line, my phone rings. Text saying, is that you standing down there? Uh-huh. Come on up here and I'll talk to you. You're standing beside someone I don't want to talk to. That's like child's play stuff there, like. But when you're talking about the Super Cup and how good of an experience is it for any young player, county wise, to play against the likes of Blackburn, who we watched Armagh were playing Brighton in the final, teams all over the world, like how will that benefit them come back here?
I think it's a lifetime experience that'll live with you forever. You know, it's like we won it, as Dixie says, in 1989 at under 14 through Dungannon Swifts, and you remember it very, very fondly. You know, them memories will live with you. And I think whenever kids is playing for the younger age groups and they're coming through, they can't wait to get to that stage where they're maybe this year 2011 getting into the junior section or the minor section, and then getting into the county structure after that. They're busting to get into those teams. They're going to the trials, and one of our kids actually messaged me during the summer to ask me if I had any advice in terms of what he could do to make sure he'd get in. And I'm looking at the lad and I'm thinking he's one for the future. And he's got a great opportunity, and he doesn't really have to worry. He just has to go and do what he does.
Yeah, just does his own thing.
You know, and thankfully he got in and had a good tournament as well. So it's an opportunity that they don't want to miss out on. And it's an opportunity that lives with you forever.
It's also a good opportunity when you're talking about scouts going over from top clubs, just pointing people out. I'm sure when we're talking about O'Sheen and Terry Devlin, Conor Bradley, do you think they were maybe noticed a bit more when they came through the tournaments?
Well, I would say in Conor's case, I think Conor was earmarked to go to Liverpool from a very young age, so I don't think it probably does enhance his profile, but I don't actually think Conor went to any other club other than Liverpool.
No.
For others, yes, certainly, there's no doubt, especially then when maybe the Northern Ireland 19s are playing, whatever, and the boys can break into it. So it is, it's a good platform to showcase your talent, like, and anybody who's anybody's normally at the Super Cup, so it gives them an opportunity to make an impression.
I can't remember what club improvement it was that made him in the floodlights or something. It was the year we played Liverpool. Did we not play Chile under 19s or something in a friendly as well?
I think we did, yeah.
Yeah, I remember
I
that.
think Leeds came here also at one stage.
So you're looking for players in that age range, especially Liverpool ones, like Suso, Joe Gomez might have been over.
Yeah.
So you're looking at players in the Chile team now that could be the next Alexis Sanchez. At the same time, it's just a good opportunity for everybody to get involved in the whole thing.
Yeah, well, you're pitting your wits against other people from all over the world as well. You're playing against people of different languages and different background, different cultures, and it's fantastic for them. It's great for the kids.
Just back onto this season, what are your aims this season? Improved last year, 5 games unbeaten at the end of last season, carry the form in.
I think obviously you'd love to get off to a great start, and you would love to sit here and say, all right, let's try and get into the top 6 and blah 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 blah. But I still think we always have to be realistic. I do believe that we have a talented bunch of players. I do believe that we do need 1 or 2 more, which hopefully will come before the end of the month. But I don't think we can ever get too far ahead of ourselves, and it's the old boring one
game at a time kind of thing.
One game at a time, and let's survive and let's stay in the league, and unfortunately that's probably where we are. Let's stay in the league, and the sooner we can stay in the league and the sooner we get mathematically secure, then maybe gives ourselves a little bit of an opportunity innerly to start to look beyond that. Like last season we got ourselves to a good position, and we knew that let's put a few runs, let's put a few wins together and put a run together and see where it takes us, and maybe, who knows, we can get 7th. And unfortunately, we had a great end of the season. I remember coming off the pitch and Dixie shook my hand coming off the pitch and says, great end of the season, well done. I turned around and I says, I'm absolutely devastated. I'm going.
You just didn't want to keep going.
You wanted to try and get that 7th place, to be honest. And to be fair to Carrick, you have to give Carrick last season great credit, because we beat them in the first game of the split, and we then went and won our next 4. But to be fair to them, they went and won their next 4 as well, after coming off what they probably looked at was a poor enough defeat here. So you got to give them a tick in the box. But I was just really disappointed for everybody, because the whole backroom staff and the players have put so much effort into maintaining our little run and keeping ourselves going and trying to get that 7th spot. But unfortunately, it was just beyond our grasp.
Well, fine.
Just another stat that we sussed out towards the end of the season, like when we look back, was the amount of games we were leading at half time that we ended up getting nothing from, and our performances against the top 6 in the league was very, very good.
Were we the best performing bottom 6 team against the top 6 side?
We got 18 points off the top 6 pre-split, which was a good achievement for ourselves. We got 14 off the bottom 6 pre-split. Then we took more points off the bottom 6 in the split in 5 games. So it shows the capabilities probably that we have within the ranks.
A confidence thing? Because it's happened before. Oh no.
I think, and I'm not knocking anything that went on before, I think that the season that they have just come off, where they conceded a lot of goals, maybe there was still an emphasis of that, maybe there was just a little bit of that still lurking about, in terms of whenever the other team did get on top, we didn't know how to manage the game properly. I'm hoping we know how to manage the game a wee bit better now going into this season. But I do think there was a little bit of fear, and whenever we got put in the back foot at the start of last season, or the early stages, the first half of last season, I do think we crumbled at times. We just didn't have a strong enough mentality to get over the line. I think we improved on that throughout
Massively.
the season.
Yeah. No, I think that's everything that we can cover, apart from obviously the Coleraine game, but we'll talk more after it. I wish you well in the upcoming season. No yellow cards. I think we were talking about between all of you guys. I think you got 1 yellow card each last season.
I got 1, but I'm probably the quiet.
I got two.
Him the quiet one.
I'm the quiet one of the group. That's probably Chuga and Alan Cook here.
Really?
Yeah, and Harps. Harps is the silent assassin.
Well, I think.
But he's different when he's
he was only on the bench. He was only on the bench a couple of times, and he picked up a yellow. So it's a good job he's not on it every week.
Well, that's true. But I wish you all the very best of the season, and good luck. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thanks, Charlie.
Cheers.
Thank
you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Right.